Hey Michael, here to give you the latest on what's going out there in the weather right now. We have an ongoing minor winter storm right now with some ice that's becoming the main threat going on in the Virginias right now. We saw the models, they uptrended northward into the Virginias, into the Maryland area. So we were seeing that shift up north. We saw the possibility for a southward shift, a northward shift, probably some rain showers still flying around the Carolinas. It'll be well warm for this to even turn into ice. So it'll be very warm for these conditions. So no ice problems in the Carolinas, and we'll have some ice up there, but the ice really won't be a problem. And we saw the European try to shift a little south, then it went back north. So the European has really been the model with consistency here. And we were really seeing that cold air damming scenario, which I mean we are technically seeing. It's just that for the time being, it's around the northern areas and not as much southward into the region of the south. So down here for the rest of the few days, not really going to be seeing much going on around the south. I mean, it's just going to be a little dry. Then once you get into later in the week, it starts to get interesting. Rain showers develop. We have severe weather that'll be on the way. Those are the questions and concerns. So winter weather seems to start exiting the corridor. Will we get those random spikes in the mountains or even the lower elevations? Who knows? But winter is basically exiting at this point. We're going to be getting hot. We're going to get hot. We're going to warm up. Now, as far as the European model, it's going to keep that consistency moving towards that north area. But the models at this point, I mean, this storm system is ongoing at this point, and we potentially have some ice accumulations or freezing rain that's falling in the areas of extreme northern North Carolina at this point. So that storm system moving out, and we were able to see thunderstorms more clearly. And thunderstorms is going to be the talk here. We get towards March 8th, and then you see it. This is what I'm seeing right here. A line of thunderstorms is going to be pushing that way. That line of thunderstorms will continue to push in the eastward direction, but then it'll like sort of lose its steam there. That's where we sit on that right now with that European model. Now we're going to go to the south central U.S., which is going to show some interesting factors because the south central U.S. is actually going to be under some severe weather as early as tomorrow. And the Climate Prediction Center, which we'll take a look at in just a second, we'll be showing some data on that. So I'm going to use, once again, the European model to give you an idea of where these thunderstorms lie. And we're here in the Texas region, right here around Dallas, Fort Worth. You see those storms. Look at that line of storms that's creating. And then you start to see them just north of Dallas, Fort Worth, in the Oklahoma area. Those storms. And then as we just continue the week, then we have a storm threat right there. Possible thunderstorms possible right there. And I mean, once you see these little, like, very strong little cells, I mean, thunder, thunder, thunder. I mean, and these are not just thunderstorms. Some of these, depending on how the ingredients upholds, will be eligible for severe thunderstorms indeed. So south towards the Houston area. And I mean, it just gets horrible as we continue to go on. Look at down there in South Texas. I mean, we really don't catch a break here. And that's what the model is showing is true. I mean, this is all the way to March 8th. Thunderstorms nearly every day. If not thunderstorms, it's rain. And we might get a brief period of a break, but not going to get much of it, to be honest. Now, if the ingredients are not favorable, of course, there'll be rain showers, but I mean, we're just really not going to get a break from this wet weather so far. So you need to be on high alert. Make sure you have your NOAA weather radios, a way to get alerts, things of that nature, etc. and just be cognitive of those things. Northeast, once again, with the European model. I mean, we're going to show the HRRR in just a second, but you're moving out with this storm system, sort of like an ice storm, a winter storm, a quick moving one. It's going to move on now, and then you know what? And I know you can see those cells. The ingredients may not be favorable for this specific area, so I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But you see those thunderstorms or a hint of rain, it moves in. Tries to get these random ice accumulations. Very slight chances. Not very heavy conditions. So the Northeast right now with this storm system right here is a one and done. Winter weather advisories and whatnot in the northern sections of the country. But we're going to take a look here at the Climate Prediction Center. And normally we're talking about not the climate, the Storm Prediction Center. Normally we're talking about the Climate Prediction Center. But we're talking about the Storm Prediction Center here. The day one outlook, which is in about roughly a day or so, or if I'm not mistaken, yeah, roughly a day. Right here we have some marginal risk of some, I think those are thunderstorms if I'm not mistaken. Tornado chances less than 2%, so that's going to be good. Wind and hail. Not going to be, let me add those interstates there so you can get familiar with those specific areas. Not really much going on the day one. Now, when you get towards day two, it starts to get a little bit interesting. Right here, just north of Dallas, Fort Worth, look at Oklahoma City. Marginal risk, so my bad, those weren't marginals, those were slight risk. You get into those areas, less than 2% of tornadoes, but then you get the hail. Hail is possible in that marginal region. This is going to be interesting severe weather setup, so we're watching out on this day two. This day two, we have to watch out for this, which I think is tomorrow. Day three, severe thunderstorm outlook. Slight. So, okay, those weren't slight. Those were, okay. I'm just learning along the way. I need to come up with a term, or there's a term for it already. I don't know what it is. But this is like really a 1, 2. I think this is a 3 out of 5 risk. So those slight risk in the yellow, so it gets more severe. Severe weather, 25 miles in the given location. Dead right there in Dallas, Fort Worth, and many of these populated cities. But look how far it extends all the way. So it's going all the way down here from the South Central all the way to the Ohio Valley. So it's very interesting, to say the least, on how this goes. Day 4 to 8 day outlook, which is actually going to be interesting because we're far from done. Day 4, we get this area, people around Amarillo, west of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 15% of that right now. Then it expands on day 5. Dallas-Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, northward. It's getting interesting. Day 6, we're not done. We're at Dallas-Fort Worth again. Day 7, predictability is too low. And day 8, predictability is too low. So we'll see how far that goes. But 6 days in a row, we're going to have areas that we need to watch out for in this weather out there because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be concerning. But make sure you're staying safe. Make sure you have all of the precautions and all of the things of that nature indeed. So severe weather season is kicking off. Everybody will be for daylight savings time. If you do daylight savings time, we'll be switching the clocks on Sunday morning. So our days, like whatever time it is right now, it'll be an hour forward. So we're springing forward and changing the clock. And as we're changing the clock, we're changing the weather pattern as well. Possibility of severe storms that will continue, specifically around the I-35 east and west, around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, specifically the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Really, this area right here is an area of concern. So I'm going to circle that area right there. Because as you've seen in the days, we've seen this area consistently around south central of the United States, and specifically around the Texas area. Specifically that area, we've seen the possibility of those severe storms. We have the ability for so much weather concerning, and as you can see there, I think I just said it there, but we have the possibility, and this is what my take is going to be. We have the possibility of some tornadoes with these storms. So, Tornado Alley, be prepared. We have the chance of some severe storms in the upcoming days. So, how strong will these storms be and how weak will these storms be is the question to determine how this is going to unfold. So if you live anywhere that I had circled just a few seconds ago, that is where we're seeing the majority of the impacts as of right now. But please make sure you're keeping updated on the weather. Make sure that you're paying attention and following up, because anything could change at any given time. But I kind of want to explain to you guys what's going on right now. We'll use an empty section right here. So, from my understanding, the green will be the fuel for the storms. You're having, let's say, you're having the fuel sort of do this. This is the fuel. And the red, we're going to use the red as the storms. The fuel for the storms, especially the warm areas, and then the reds are like those little squalls that are coming in. I mean, when you have the fuel and those ingredients, I mean, and that was a little bit too broad there. But when you have the fuel, and that was very wide area, but when you have the fuel being thrown in with that moisture, you get the favorability of those severe storms. So let's just say we don't have the fuel for the storms down here. That's why, for instance, you're noticing that with some of those models, once it moves eastward, it starts to get weaker because you can see that the fuel is not being thrown into that direction. So a lot of things come into play, and right now we're seeing interesting things right now in the weather out there. We went from winter storm after winter storm, and now we're going to go from severe storm systems to severe storm threat, severe weather risk, after severe weather risk, and after severe weather risk. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share this with somebody that you know. Have a great day out there. I hope you're having a great week and you continue to do so. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.